It's a great Sunday here in the wonderful Sri Manoj Sarkar Stadium in Uttarakhand as the AIFF Futsal Club Championship is underway. Match number 19 will feature OGP Club and Ambelim Sports Club. Both the sides would want their weekend to finish on a positive note, and the only positive note is to get a victory here at the AIFF Futsal Club Championship. Here are both the teams walking on to the field. So futsal isn't ideally played on a field, it's the field of play where both these teams will battle it out. A four-sized ball as opposed to a five-sized ball that they're usually used to. Game of futsal has its own set of tweaks as compared to football, but still as entertaining as the traditional game. Match number 19, live from Sri Manoj Sarkar Stadium, is all set to unfurl on your screens. Playing five for both the sides are all set to take their positions. Match officials for the day, we have Mr. Fasil Kareem calling the whistle of every shot. His assistant is Ajay Singh, and the flagsman, his officials on his side, will be Said Khalil and Anshul Dixit. Four of them will ensure the match is filled with discipline under the guidance of Mr. Haubam Kamba Singh, the match commissioner, and myself narrating this game through the next 40 minutes. Glad to join all of you watching this game live on YouTube. Let's look at the starting five for OGP. We have Satyam Singh, the keeper, Pratyush Kumar Singh, Ranjan Soren, Preetham, the captain, and Sunil Soren. Mr. Shrebisht has selected his starting five. He'll also try to get his bench players come on the field as well. Let's look at Mr. Joao Rebello's team. Ambelim Sports Club from Delhi. They have Velon Rebello, Fetz and Marshall, the goalkeeper Ozin Silva, along with the rest of the side as the game is away. We're on the clock. Ambelim donning that light blue shade, while OGP with a sleek black and yellow combination on their jerseys. Oh, they got those black and yellow shoes as well. Looks pretty cool. ASC now with the ball, just rotating it about on the midline. Launches it forward, won't find his teammate. Savan there was inside looking to receive that one. Here comes OGP in their first attacking instance. Give and go attempted, not working. Quick start in the first minute and a half. Both the sides looking to settle in quickly. Possession now back with OHP, and it's going to go back to Ambelim. ASC now looking for that breakthrough. They love to rotate the ball. They do a good job in it as well. And it often makes the opponents anxious. The shot off the left, brilliant save. And OGP deny the first shot at goal. A brilliant shot off the left foot. Keeper was alert to stop that one. Once again, this time it's a defender. And OGP are calm and composed on the defense. That is for sure. Sunil this time. Once again played inside. The header is way off. More importantly, it's Ambelim settling into the game. OGP looking to do something quick. To hope he's fine there. Yeah, seems to just fix his boot. OGP trying to just get that ball rotation going. Same way how ASC seem to have done that so far. Especially from the back lines. They don't mind starting behind and then moving forward, which is smart and sensible. The typical Goan futsal style of play. They've been a an established futsal club from Goa, and a handball will be ruled in that occasion. What's he got in mind here? Seen players have a go from there. He will try something cheeky rather. A grounded shot. It was off target, so I'm not sure if he looked to pass that one because there was no player as well in the direction in which the ball went. Here comes the SE. Here's the captain off the left foot, gets blocked. Couldn't get his teammate on that instance. Here comes OGP. Good pass to start off with, advances it, the shot straight to the keeper. He quickly discharges it. Perhaps OGP's first real chance in this game. Simple rotation of the ball. You have to appreciate teams that do this efficiently. It leads to passes like this. A great one and a good stop there from the keeper. And the follow-up shot sails over the post. Let's take a look at this replay. This was the follow-up shot which went way over. He aimed for the top corner. And the player brought down your hard foul. Player quickly takes responsibility for that. Good sportsmanship. Apologizes. I think he avoided himself a yellow card there with that quick apology. That's exactly what the ASE players are suggesting. Should have been a booking there. Coach also would have wanted a booking in that instance. Would urge the teams to just move on with it. The decision is made, the referee is given his verdict. And arguing after will win no case. Play continues. They've brought their keeper up front to engage on the same lines of rotation, which means an additional player on the attack. Keeper's become an outfield player before one of his teammates have taken a position alongside him. Yeah, he's got to get back immediately, and he will. Good defense from OGP, not allowing ASC to get those easy runs. The teams often rotate a lot, trying to look for that good opening. And here's OGP. Request for foul. Referee not interested. Both the sides looking to taste victory here in this campaign. OGP tasted defeat so far, while Ambelim had a draw against Malabar. Not an effective shot. Keeper quickly throws it forward. Oh, that could have been something special. First, the header, which was saved by the keeper. The rebound was very much in play. And one may say that it could have been converted. Nevertheless, play continues. That goes down as another close chance for Ambelim. Shot again is way off. Another interesting factor. We'll, of course, look at the stats at halftime as we get it officially from Sports KPI. But how the possession runs are happening, you see ASC playing it slow. Now also they bring the ball up, they rotate, and then they go on their attack. But OGP seems to lose their possession in the first 10 seconds or so. That is something that has happened so far in this match. Shot again, picks one of the defenders. Good ball advance forward. OGP now looking to rotate the ball about behind. This is good stuff. It's important for teams to quickly adapt and change their usual pattern. And this is the first possession that OGP's held on to the ball for so long. And they've quickly thrown it away. But that is a good thing to do. We've seen how this match is just paced in a certain way. And when ASC is playing that same way, it's often a good thing for teams to replicate it rather than try something very much different in a hasty manner. Here comes ASC on that right flank. Played to the left and a slight error. A lead on the corner for Amblem. Straight to the keeper once again. That's a good tackle. And another good tackle. Remember conversing with one of the players who've been playing futsal several years ago when the nation had a competitive professional futsal league. And he had emphasized on the difference, although there are many factors which makes it similar to football, the difference to which the players have to adapt while playing futsal is a big one. especially with the ball movement. You expect the ball to act in a certain way when you're playing actual football, but futsal, the ball is smaller, it doesn't bounce as much, and the surface playing a very important role with how you move. So that is why you often see players sometimes slip very easily here. Given the fact that they're all pros, they do adapt quickly. To all our viewers watching this game live on YouTube channel of All India Football Federation, let me know in the chat as to which team you're rooting for. Are you a fan of OGP or are you one of the ASC fans? Do let us know whether you're one of the fans of these teams or a fan of Indian futsal in general. Penetrates through the right, but can't really get a clear cut pass. Pressure on him. Swellon got in mind here. Of course, a quick pass. Tried something cheeky. Plenty of instances for the referee to have a word with the players and let them know this time it is of distance. While taking those free kicks this time, in the D he had a clear opportunity and it switches on to the other side. For a second there, one might have thought, did that beat Ozan? It did beat him, but it was not on target. Given the scoreline and the number of minutes played in this game, one would think, is this a boring match? But let me tell you, it's been so interesting, both the sides. Of course, in terms of possession, it's ASC that is maintained it on a majority, while OGP have shown clearly that they have what it takes to stun one on the other side. Here's a chance for them to do that. Goes for goal from the corner. The keeper got a piece of it. Long ball inside again. All right, I see a comment here from favor of OGP rather, holding the fort very well indeed. Love from Kenya. Wow, that's great to see. People tuning in from Kenya here, and that's a good move that ASC tried to engage on. Take a look at the replay. Well distributed to the left, and good cover up by the defense to not give him that very good look. It's great to see a lot of you fans tuning in to this Futsal Club Championship. I see Sumit from Kenya, Amut from Kerala. Whichever part of the world you are from, thank you for supporting the Futsal Club Championship. We have the best in the nation battling it out here in Uttarakhand for that title. That's a timeout called. Quick word with the coaches. Let's see if that changes things up for teams to get that breakthrough and break this deadlock in which we are in. Foul will be ruled on that one. All right, from Saudi as well. So a lot of you have joined in from across the world. We appreciate each and every one of you. To all our viewers, feel free to add in your comments, and if you want me to identify any, you can use the hashtag ask the commentator and ask me any question, or let me know your thoughts in the game so that I can identify those specific comments. And let's enjoy this wonderful game. Play continues. Holding fort nicely there. Two defenders putting some pressure. Nevertheless, possession seemed to have switched back, but a whistle is gone in favor of Ambelim. A position like this, a free kick in futsal, is often very captivating. You see those quick passes and a shot coming in quickly, although they haven't gone for that. Just rotating it about at the midline, as they have done throughout the game. And they also seem to be patient. Shot there, just over the post. We take a slight deflection. The angle in which the ball seemed to have, raised up. Oh, it's a great pass. He's through. The save from the keepers kept them alive. The rebound is still on. Shot again. Hits the side netting. That was perhaps the best chance for OGP. The closest in the game as well, because he was 1v1 with the keeper. And the keeper did a great job to keep that one safe. That's how cruel a game can be. OGP haven't had majority of possession, and in that one chance they got, they could have just changed the entire trajectory of the match and put a lot of pressure on ASC. That hasn't happened, but Ambelim will be mindful to not let that happen. Straight to the keeper once again. He looks to quickly throw it forward, and that's well kept in on that sideline. Harmless man, I see your question. Of course, I do know where Nagaland is. If I'm not wrong, you have your inter-district football tournament going on. Of course, Nagaland, a major side in Indian football. Just like all of you, a lot of fans who love the game out here, and we are here witnessing a variant of football that is futsal. Through the corner, another chance here for ASC to cook something up. Great rotation. Oh, that's a, a banger of a shot. It's perhaps at the roof of the stadium. Thankfully, we have plenty more balls to play with. Shout out to Nivya for that. Here's Ambelim continuing on that same level of attack. Clean, says the referee. Intercepted pass there. Oh, that's close. A little messy for OGP, but they still survive it. Keeper was off his lines. He slipped. And for a second there, I'm sure all Ambelim fans must have thought of that as an opportunity. Meanwhile, player down for OGP. Nivas is back on his feet, which is a good sign. This is what happened here. Play resumes, heading towards the end of the first half. Would be ideal for a team to have that lead, the advantage. OGP now comes through with that tackle. Meanwhile, possession heads back on with Ambelim. On the forefront again. Yes, he plays it in. OGP again, ensuring that they don't fumble on the defense. And given how ASE have rotated, especially on that final third, you can say OGP is just one fumble away from conceding that. Looking to go from distance, not able to put the keeper to test. Gets through! And that is once again as close as it can get. Probably teased the goalpost. Still not having its way through inside. And OGP quickly losing on possession. A lot happening there. But here comes OGP on that run to score. Keeper charging and containing that attack. Dying minutes of the first. Chance again, grounded. Nothing much coming out of that. Can one of the teams break the deadlock? Both have had their fair share of chances. Some close, some far. But nothing has been able to be put past the keeper. Great block. Very well done by the defender. He was tracking him very nicely. And as the shot came in, unfurled with that block. Player down. As the physio charges in to check up on him. Once again, he's gotten through. And off that pass, a touch would possibly see the ball into the goal. But again, all it did is find one of the players of OGP. OGP surviving every instance, and credits to them for doing so. Here they are on the attack. Could have possibly stolen one there had his forward gotten that header right. Closer to the completion of the first. Nothing to separate these two. Well kept inside. Or it isn't. Heads back to Ambelim. Gets through on the attack. Here comes OGP. Can they steal the lead to finish the first half? Run through the left. He's double teamed. And possession is one. Definitely going to be a foul against OGP. Captain brought down, seems to have taken a hit onto his hips. Seems to be okay, which is a good sign. Few seconds before we come to the end of the first half. It's been exciting. A bit of sweat on the floor. Decides to have a go, and his way of looking to get that 1-2, but not working. Couple of seconds. And see a quick shot being attempted from distance. He has a go and won't hit the target at the end of the first half. Nothing to separate these two teams. We're tied at 0 each. OGP Club have been composed, haven't succumbed to Ambelim's unique way of possession quite often.
And we're back on with the second half here in the AIFF Futsal Club Championship. OGP versus AFC. 0 all after 20 minutes of futsal. Let's see if the next 20 minutes can change it up entirely between these two teams. They've had their fair share of chances, they've come close, but nothing has really separated these two teams aside. Has a go, that's perhaps the first one here in the second half. A good strike, putting the keeper to work. All of viewers, welcome back to the YouTube channel of the All India Football Federation. Do let me know in the chat as to which team is your favorite. Of course, we've already discussed that, but also feel free to let me know your full time predictions after the next 19 minutes. What do you think the final score of this match is going to be? Let me know your predictions and let's see which one does end up coming true at the end of the game. And also feel free to ask me any question using the hashtag AskYourCommentator, and we will have a great second half in this fixture. Pass through the right, just passing the ball about. We're seeing them start in a similar approach that they had through the first. I see a prediction here. Sumit Deshpande says 1-0 in favor of OGP. All right. Victor Lakra also says 1-0 in favor of OGP. All right, so a couple of predictions have cited in favor of OGP to get the breakthrough and win this game. And it's a rather football scoreline suggestion 1-0. Although we've seen in the game of futsal, you have a lot more of goals often scored. But it is interesting because the first half we saw no goals. And the previous games of both these teams, OGP were in a 10 goal thriller where they scored three and the opponent scored seven. Ambelim were in an 8 goal draw. So 1-0 game would be very technical. Let's see how things unfold here on the second half because towards the end of the game, teams might play a lot loose, and this was a real good chance. The save came through at the right moment. A big opportunity on the second. And a good job to the keeper who's now on the ground. We do hope he's fine. I see Daryl with a prediction of 2-1 in favor of the Goan side. Physio has been brought on to ensure that the player is okay. It's a very interesting comment from Sumit Deshpande. The game looks tight, and there could be only one game or one goal to separate the sides. That does tend to happen, but we've seen how in a futsal match, sometimes all it takes is one goal to open the floodgates, and after that first goal, we see 4 or 5 goals coming after, and we see a keeper substitution. Not uncommon in futsal. A new keeper, you might want to put him to test immediately and get shots off. And Satyam is okay and will be back for Ambelim. Yeah, changes happen quickly. Now, the question to all our viewers, do let me know who your favorite player is, who you're rooting for. Quite cheeky there. It was a long ball thrown forward, and the header from the forward was intended for the goal. But as I said to all our viewers, let me know in the chat who's your favorite player on the field. And if you want to give a reason, you can go ahead and let us know if you think a player has done something special in the game so far. That's well played into the D. That was well calculated, but not able to get through with it. A real chance for OGP. The shot is saved. The keeper not flinching, and with the right amount of courage a keeper should have, he stopped that one. OGP now looking to create another such chance. Possession will remain. Kale says Sabun. I see a lot of Ozin fans. Sumit Srinivas. Oh yes, your namesake indeed. Number 6, Sumit from OGP. Ozin does have a lot of fans. It's good to see all of you supporting your. I'm sure they must be your friends, they must be your family members, your teammates, and this is the support they need. Oh, how close was this? Perhaps a touch away from bringing in the first goal of the game. And we're seeing a lot more of initiative futsal from OGP, the start of the second. A lot more instances where they've taken it and gotten a lot closer. That is why we have a game, an interesting game lined up for us over the next 16, 17 odd minutes. ASC are more or less playing on that same approach of theirs, that is to load the gun before firing, and that is where they have these passes. That's well done. Beautiful rotation. Try to cross it and find his teammate once again. In search of his teammate, who was in search of the goal. Also in search of a foul as he looks to the referee. All of it denied. Long ball played forward. And that's a hard foul. Perhaps the first booking of the day. Yes, it is. Player down hard. But he's back on his feet immediately, which is something positive. And there, off that header, it was more or less a follow through for the common ball, but not well timed as he gets the player, not the ball. We've had the first booking of the game come through. Fan of the game would hope for the first goal to come in as well. Session switches back on with the OGP. Question back to the fans watching, this time the OGP fans. Let me know in the chat. Do you think? Oh, look at that! He decided to have a go from distance. He saw the keeper was off his lines, and the keeper did a good job to get a piece on that. And I'll come back to my question. And here the volley attempted, not putting the keeper to test, but to all the fans of OGP, I have a question. Do you think this is a much better performance from the OGP side as opposed to their loss, the 7-3 loss to Tofa? Do you think they're playing much better today? And if you do think so, let me know what's different in OGP style of play today. As they look to get that shot, it's quickly blocked by Naldo. What have they got in mind here? They have surprised ASC up to a certain extent by being a lot more attacking. Launches that one into the stands. Creating space, trying to get that off the left foot. So it says they've done their homework from the last game and much more composed. All right, I like that word, composed. I think we saw that composure throughout the first half, especially from OGP, to not falter and make mistakes, and that is very important. And they've done their homework. In That's a very good point put out there. It is important to recover well. Gaurav says much better, good passing, and they're more confident. That's good to see the team quickly soaking in the atmosphere of the Futsal Club Championship. And here they are putting it out in the second game. From ASC's point of view, I think They had a draw against Real Malabar with gotten points on the scoreboard, but 3 points would be ideal for any team. Something smart tried between those two players, but the keeper charged forward, held on to it. Almost hitting the 6 minute mark here in the second half, 14 more to go. Here's Ronaldo. Can he bring out something that is usually brought out with that name? Sure, he can. He has his own story and pathway. But my oh my, as a commentator, I would love to call on a goal by Ronaldo. Would be something ideal as a couple of substitutions take place. Importance of substitutions in futsal. Unlike football, you have unlimited rolling substitutions. That is where teams sometimes captivate on bringing players with a lot more energy, giving them those rests in between. Very good rotation from ASC as usual, but they will turn the ball over. And now it's back with OGP, who quickly start. Bit of a give and go. Reflected, it's our OGP. Definitely the right decision. As the push did happen before he got a piece of the ball, and the referee taking note of that.
Referee, the coaching staff being vocal on that instance. Oh, that's quite close. And the whistle goes against OGP. This could be a big decision, a turning point perhaps in this match. One will wonder. And there we have the defender as well as the goalkeeper involved in that challenge. Nevertheless, the referee's given his verdict, and it's a shot from the spot. A shot at breaking this deadlock that's been unusually long for a futsal game. 28 minutes in total without a goal. And here on the 29th, to be precise, the 8th in the second. Mind my math, I'm not good at that. But here, a chance for Ambelim to take the lead. What's it going to be? Big moment in this game. Here comes the shot. Gets a piece of the keeper, but it goes past him. And goal number 1 comes through. It is Ronaldo who scores from the spot. It was all power. And as unfortunate as it is for the keeper, because he slided to that one side, although he got a piece of it, it had to go past him. And goal number 1 comes through. The deadlock has been broken, and the question is, does this open the floodgates? Because as you all know in futsal, sometimes all it takes is a goal. Just like how a spark is all it takes to get the fire going. OGP had a great start to the second half. It did seem as if they could perhaps score and take the lead. But it is Ambelim who have the 1-0 advantage. Plenty of time and a lot more of futsal to play. Play continues. OGP now. Miss pass not so ideal. Ambelim quickly looking to transition this time from defense to offense. Once again, a challenge against Ambelim. Once again, a interesting spot. Is it too far for Ronaldo to think of it? I'm sure he's got it in mind to have a go directly. Smartly plays it to his teammate, and goal number 2 comes in. Immediately, not too long after they've scored their first. It is number 8, Whalen. Courtesy of a pass from not 7 but 17, Ronaldo. And anybody must have thought that Ronaldo is going to have a go directly. That's my mistake. 17's Joyvin, but Ronaldo smartly guided it for Valen, who knew he's going to have a go for that. Well orchestrated, and quickly in a span of a minute, maybe 2, It is 2-0 in favor of Ambelim. Now a chance for OGP to do something of it, but it's sailed over the post. And I see the question coming in. Well, in futsal, after a team commits 5 fouls in a half, every subsequent foul, it results in a direct free kick for the opposing team, which will be taken from the second penalty spot. And if you notice, the second penalty spot is 10 meters out. So there is no wall for this shot, and the kicker must go one v one with the goalkeeper. So it is quite interesting. It's the second penalty spot, so it is the 10-meter goal line, and there is no wall. It's just a 1v1 situation. And given the fact that we have 10 minutes remaining, it's going to be interesting to see how OGP are calculative of the fouls that they commit, because wherever it's committed on the field, it's going to lead to that 10-meter line. Meanwhile, a foul committed on the other side is an opportunity for ASC, apologies, for OGP to score one and put some pressure. It's well played over to the other side. Possession changes back. Here comes Ambelim, well dribbled and simply brilliant. A player was marking him, he met another down the line, made no difference, off the left foot. The third goal has come in, and this time it's Pretson. Smart, composed, and just as we were talking about how we had a little over 12 minutes on the clock, and now with a little more than 10 minutes on the clock, the scoreline is transitioned from 0 all to 3-0. This is the go inside, perhaps showing its true colors. Now it's going to be interesting to see how OGP play from here on, given the fact that there's 10 minutes on the clock. I'm sure all our viewers know 10 minutes is more than sufficient, especially in a game of futsal, to change things up. But conceding 3 goals in a span of 2 minutes is a very hard beating to take. So, how OGP recovers is important. They could go on and concede more or even score. The next 10 minutes will tell us the tale. OGP now on the attack. Will win a corner out of it. To all our viewers, I think I asked this to the OGP fans already about how they've played today compared to the previous one. This is a good chance. Good save by the keeper. Satyam doing a good job. But coming back to the Goan fans, the Ambelim fans, let me know in the chat as to what do you think your team ASC has done different compared to their previous outing against Real Malabar. It was a 4-4 draw, couldn't get the win. Now, as it stands, they could possibly get all points from the game. They've scored 3 goals, and that last 2 minutes was something different. So, let me know in the chat what do you think your team has done different in today's encounter that has allowed them to maintain possession on a majority and also have the lead now 3-0. OGP now on the attack, but not able to get those passes, the long passes. Long ball in search of his forward. A rather strange answer from Mr. Strange. Drink, they all drank coconut water. All right. Mm, good job there from the defense to win back possession. Here comes OGP on the attacking lines. Plays it toward the right. Satyam now also getting involved. These are some of the measures teams take up, with the keeper coming in on the attack. You have that extra player, and he has to get back the moment possession switches up. That's very important. Of course, in futsal, when you have the keeper moving forward, there is a player near the post or who's ready to charge back to the post. But the last man rules of our traditional street football does not apply. Only Satyam can use his hands. Would rather be interesting if futsal actually allowed the keeper to be a last man keeper. OGP now have rotated the ball quite efficiently. They still have it. And a foul call there. Good call by the referee. Noob Day says they are much more confident. There's a new team from last season. And first match, they played too defensive. And this is where Ambelim has played with their real game. So that's good to see that they have changed things up and gotten that 3-0 advantage as it stands. And perhaps they can play defensive to close it out and see the victory. Nevertheless, it's a timeout, and we will be right back with this match. And the first ones come through. OGP, soon after that timeout, something seemed to work right for them. And one would say the wall of Ambelim should not have let that one pass. And does that mean it's lit something up for OGP. And as you heard clearly on the broadcast from the sidelines, there is a lot of time keepers off his lines, and that is something they'll have to be careful of. Game becomes very technical at this point. While Ambelim will want to kill the clock as much as possible, OGP will give in that extra bit of effort. We can see that by getting the keeper involved. Direct shot puts the keeper to work. And they are putting pressure. Another goal which can come in quick would definitely increase this. And oh my word! This is why Ozin has so many fans. He had to go directly at Satyam. Satyam was put to work. He had to get the save. What a match has this been. Sunday evening. This is the ideal match we'd like to talk to our colleagues about tomorrow. If you're sad about going to work on a Monday morning, you have a interesting story to tell because we've gotten to see so many interesting moments in this matchup. With 6 more minutes to play, I'm sure we have a few more in the cards. Possession's back on with OGP. What's he got in mind here? Advances it and almost getting that one through. Got close. It was a minus pass. Nevertheless, a corner. This is futsal at its best at the AIFF Club Championship. The best in the nation going up against each other. We're getting to witness such amazing games. Great rotation off the ball, off the left foot from the left side. Not challenging Satyam. He's found his teammate far long, and the shot is quickly blocked. Still a chance, and this time goes over the post. Seems to have taken a deflection, hence the corner. OGP still in this. They're looking for their first points on the table. 15 ticks, along with 5 minutes on the clock. Once again, a corner one out of that. Ambelim won't mind conceding this number of corners from OGP's point of view, along with the fans. You know, all of you are waiting for that one shot, which will make it 2-3, and a 2-3 situation with even a minute or two puts the side under pressure. Keeper's off his lines, but no space to get the shot away. The intensity of this game amping up every minute, every second to be precise. What's it gonna be? OGP on the ball. Has to go from distance. Brilliant save from Ozin. Yet again, the pressure is high. And he's still holding it up. Work's not done yet. Satyam this time advances it. Possession switches back up. He has a go from distance and will score. Could that be game, set, and match? This was a gamble that OGP had to take by involving the keeper up front. And here they are, the Ambelim players. It's Ronaldo once again, this time from a long way out. There was no keeper to beat. And this is just unfortunate for OGP. Given the fact that they were trailing, they had to commit their keeper up front, knowing that every time possession switches, they were at danger for conceding another, and that is exactly what happened. Ronaldo's not going to miss from that range with an open goal. With 4 minutes and 10 seconds remaining, it's 4-1 in favor of Ambelim. Satyam once again off his lines. The shot this time not hitting the target. Disappointment for the OGP players and their fans. Still reckon something that can come through from this game. At halftime, it was 0-all, and now it's a 5-goal thriller with 3:45 remaining. I like how both teams haven't really committed a foul, while both are at that 5-foul mark. And that brings another question on how the teams should have tried to draw fouls. When you know the opposition is at that 5-foul mark, you maintain possession, try to draw one, which will lead to it. And here, oh, cheeky! It was a header from Ronaldo, which was saved, but the rebound is cleaned up, and the fifth goal is coming. None of you predicted 5-1. And here, it is just Ambelim creating new ways to just celebrate a different way, time and again. You have to feel for Satyam. And this is as simple as it gets for Ambelim. 5-1. Keeper once again off his lines for OGP. Quick start from Ambelim. OGP now with a chance to score their second, and they will score their second. Is this game still not over? We have more than 3 minutes. And mind you, it's happened in the game of football, futsal. We've seen comebacks from this position. 3 goals in 3 minutes, definitely possible. But the question is, will it happen here? 2-5. Here we are back on. Long ball played forward. He managed to keep that one in. Satyam, had he connected on that volley, could have put the keeper to test. Hope for the OGP fans and composure is something that ASC need from here on. OGP once again with possession. Few things have worked, a lot more for them, but the clock is ticking down. 2.5 minutes. Satyam once again committing forward. Open player is found, and possession is back on with Ambelim. Long distance shot, not much power, straight to Satyam. And here comes OGP. Need to score one quick to have the least amount of pressure. Not the best of shots forward. Here we have the keepers passing it to each other. Now it's a player. He gets through. A real good chance. Needs to minus it. A whistle was blown, but looks like it just went out of bounds. Advance forward. Here comes a player. He needs to get the shot away. Good defense in that rather 1v1 situation. Ambelim just need to close this one out. They do not have to commit any error. They just need to play calm. The pressure is on the opposition, the team that's trailing. Nevertheless, the intensity of this game has been brilliant. Mind you, I don't lose my voice doing a futsal game, but I almost have, given the intense plays, the constant levels of brilliance shown in by both teams. You have to appreciate both the teams. The one from Odisha in their first appearance, OGP doing a great job in this game so far, although the scoreline is not in their favor. And they're up against a established futsal side in ASC, hailing from Goa. A timeout with a minute 14 remaining. We will get back quickly onto this game. With a minute 14 remaining, I would like to thank all our viewers for joining us live on Indian Football's YouTube page. Thank you so much for showing your love for the game, love for your teams, and for making this game even more interesting for all of us by showing your support and sharing your thoughts and perspectives on the game. Both the fans from OGP as well as Ambelim have been great to interact with, and do continue your support for the game of futsal as well as Indian football as play continues. Around a minute remaining, will we see Ambelim searching for another goal? Passing the ball about. Got that shot away. Good defense to stop that one. Ambelim with this win will get the first set of 3 points in this campaign of theirs, while OGP will have to wait to get some points on the points table. A win and a draw it will be for ASC after this, while OGP will have a couple of losses in 2 games. A chance to score their third. Keeper's beaten, and the goal comes through. With 15 seconds remaining, OGP score their third, but it's coming a little too late. Smartly done. He saw the keeper charging forward, saw his teammate who was not marked, and that's a great goal. 3 goals in their loss to Tofa, and 3 goals in their loss to ASC. OGP may not have gotten the wins, but still have positives to take from both their games. Like mentioned, this is their first outing here at the national level in the club championship. That's a bad foul, a dirty one. Both the players seem to be in pain amidst it. Referee quickly controlling the temper of the match. Do hope he's fine. He's holding on to his shin. I hope that's not his knee. Oh, that's got to hurt. It's definitely got to hurt. I don't think it was intentional. Prayers up for him. I do hope he's fine. Seems to be in a bit of struggle. Nevertheless, Mr. Strange, of course, I would definitely head to Goa. And now that I've covered a Ambelim game, I will definitely try and visit Ambelim in my visit to Goa next month. Referee having a word with the players. It's going to be a free kick for Ambelim. And we've crossed the 5 foul mark. So it's going to be a 10-meter shot. So that's the second spot. The first penalty spot, we saw the first goal coming through, which Ronaldo scored. That's the first penalty spot. And this is the second one. So after 5 fouls, any foul leads to a shot from here with no wall in between. Will we see goal number 6 coming through? The keeper was given a chance. And Rosen fans, let's hear it in the chat box. I'm sure a lot of you will be happy as that's icing on the cake. 6th goal for Ambelim, and the 6th being scored by their keeper. And that brings us to the end of the game. What a match of football or futsal out here at the Futsal Club Championship. 6-3 to Ambelim. Credits to OGP for putting up a great performance, unfortunately falling short. And a huge shout out to Ambelim Sports Club for getting the victory and keeping themselves afloat to have a good campaign out here at the Futsal Club Championship. A lot more to play for them, and they will get that confidence to go on harder in the next few games. Thank you to all our viewers once again for joining us live on Indian Football's YouTube. The next match will be between the teams. These two teams played in their first encounter between Real Malabar FC and Tofa. That's going to be at 7:30 p.m. Do join us for that. As for this game, thank you so much for joining us once again. This is your commentator, Ryan James, signing off. Have a nice day.